Well, howdy folks, and welcome back to the garage. French TDs are here, and I've got the info on the tiers 3, 5, 7, and 9 units. My good compadre Bushka is bringing you the full goods on the tier 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10, and you can find those vids over on his channel, and I've got a link to his channel there in the video description. I'm going to show you the tier 3 and the tier 5 in this video, and I have a separate video for the tier 7 and 9 units. Alright, let's get going here with the tier 3, the UE57. I love this little thing. It's so damn cute. But it's not just a pretty face. Let's get that straight right now. The UE has some pretty nice specs for tier 3. UE57 is packing a 300 hit point health pool, and you'll need every single one of those, as the armor profile would be generously described as skimpy. Heck, my 74 Challenger has heavier steel in places than the UE, with its 9mm on the front and 6mm on the sides and rear. It's not all doom and gloom with this one though. The 49.4 horsepower engine, yeah, I'm not joking, doesn't inspire confidence, but when you realize that the whole vehicle only weighs in at 2.79 tons, I mean, you start to get a different picture. That's a power to weight ratio of 17.7 hit points per ton, and that's pretty good. Top speed of 36 kilometers per hour and a generous traverse speed of 42.68 degrees means this little guy is super agile, can shift its weight on the battlefield where it's needed most. As well, the gun is no slouch either, being the 6-pounder AT gun Mark IV with 105mm of average penetration for regular AP and a whopping 170mm of pen from the spicy APCR. This is tier 3, remember. 13.92 rounds per minute with a rammer online and average damage of 75 hit points lines you up with a 1044 hit point damage per minute rating. More than enough to evaporate your tier 3 opponents, heck, even most tier 4s without much issue. You'll appreciate having teammates spot for you though, as the stock view range is only 243 meters. As well, the gun is pretty accurate at 0.35 meter dispersion and has an okay aim time of 4.9 seconds. It is important to note that this gun setup has next to no gun depression, so you'll have to pay attention to your environment when picking a perch to go shoot from. This looks like a fun little tank, and I can't wait to get this out on the live servers. It's fast, zippy, great gun, and it's so small it should prove to be a hard target for the enemy to hit in battle. Moving on to the S35 CA at tier 5, we find a little more traditional TD design. Armor of 56mm on the front, 35mm on the sides and rear is not a lot. There are very few guns in tier 4 even that would fail to penetrate this vehicle. Indeed, see here what the venerable Panzer III-4 with its 75mm gun perceives. With regular AP ammo loaded, there is hardly anywhere frontally that you would not pen. Switched to HE, and I was surprised to see a section of the lower armor was fully pennable when faced head-on, the rest being susceptible to damage but not pennable. It must be said that because this vehicle is open-topped as well, the crew and modules will be in harm's way from HE splash damage. This side armor is fully pennable by HE ammo aside from the front clip that wraps around. The suspension covers are likely pennable as well. They're only showing yellow here due to the angle that I was facing at. Looking at the rear of the vehicle, we find several large areas where HE will pen and do full damage. Good thing you've got 550 hit points of health. You will need it if you're discovered. So, armor protection is lacking. What else does the S35 CA bring to the table? Well, 14.25 horsepower per ton power to weight ratio isn't too bad, and it allows a top speed of 45 kilometers per hour and an excellent traverse speed of 55.54 degrees per second. Definite positives there, as your minimal gun depression of what looks like 4, maybe 5 degrees will require you to shift your shooting position as the battle rolls on. How about the gun? An 8.47 round per minute rate of fire is not bad at all, and the 4.1 second aim time and 0.33 meter dispersion are also good specs. Average penetration for 135mm with regular AP will see you through most situations, but you can always load up some spicy APCR for 175mm penetration. Average damage is 225 hit points, which means the S35 CA has a DPM rating of 1905 hit points, and that's pretty darn good. Gun traverse also looks pretty good. I would estimate 40 to 50 degrees in total. Of course, you can't achieve any of these figures if you can't spot your enemies with the stock 239 meters of view range. It's kind of low. So I would upgrade to the improved optics as soon as possible for 264 meters. So that's our preview of the tier 3 and tier 5 of the new French TD line. These are classic tank destroyers and need to be played that way in my opinion, staying behind the line of engagement and pouring in supporting fire with their quite decent guns. They do not have the armor to be up front slugging it out. Well folks, there you have it. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like down below. And if you really enjoyed this video, hit the subscribe button. Let me know in the comments. As well, be sure to visit my social media pages, both on Facebook and Twitter. This is where I post info that, well, not belonging in a video, it's worth taking a look at. I would also like to give a shout out to my Patreon supporters. You folks are making a huge difference for me. If you like what I do and enjoy the community all of us humans are building, please consider supporting the mission via my Patreon page. There are quite a few options with varying levels of support. Maybe one of them will suit you. Links to all things in the video description. Alright folks, thanks very much for stopping by and watching. I'll catch you next time.